For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Camping and Leisure, and me Mike. Today I'm giving you guys a review on a brand new product from Vango. So this here is the Vango Verona 600XL. It's a brand new model into their Airbeam collection and sits actually in the XL collection. So basically it's sort of their entry kind of level-ish into Airbeam. So it's all about keeping the price point nice and low and affordable for Airbeam, but not compromising on quality. So the joys of this particular model, actually it's kind of a bit confusing that it's got certain aspects of the XL range, then certain aspects of the Elite range. So it's a real one, certainly a head scratcher, but in terms of what it offers, in terms of price for your space and the specification, it's actually brilliant. So the main thing is it's actually a free zone tent. So you've got a main sleeping area, a nice living area, and also the canopy area as well, all built onto it. It pitches as one, and you can check out our own pitching and packing video on how it goes up. It's just myself on my own doing about 12-13 minutes, and it just makes camping much, much easier. It's in their XL collection, so it actually has the same sort of 70 denier standard tent fabric you would find, but yeah, again, because it's Airbeam, it's very quick and easy to put up. 4,000mm hydraulic head, so it's very, very waterproof, but yeah, again, you've got beautiful features inside the tent, such as, you know, beautiful crystal clear windows and loads of entrances. One thing that's a bit unusual for this particular price point is the amount of features that are included. So things like you've got mesh doors, you've got loads of mesh doors, you've got there's a door there as well, one on the other side, that's 3 mesh doors in total. And yet again on the other side you've also got a rain safe canopy door over this part here. It's technically a 6 berth, so it's meant to really be a 4 at the back and an extra 2 berth bedroom included in the living area, which you can obviously put up and down at your discretion. But a decent sized living area regardless, and a really nice wide open canopy area. We'll talk about more sort of nitty gritty and detailed information on the inside when we go there in a second, but I'll give you a bit more of an overview now. So you've got good ventilation panels to help with fight condensation and keep it nice, fresh and airy inside. And again, like I said, with the ability of having these 2 doors sort of drawn back into here, it really creates a nice entrance into the main living area. The canopy area, like I said, is actually physically fixed on. There's a ground sheet that does come supplied for that. It's just a lay flat ground sheet. And the joys yet again is it's very easy to pitch and pack away. One thing you will bear in mind is there are a number of optional extras you can look at with this particular model. One most importantly being the footprint to go under the main body of the tent. The secondly is the carpet as well, to add more warmth to the tent. Footprint I would say is essential. Carpet is more of a luxury. There are also extras such as skyliners to go on the inside, and then sky shields to go on the top as well. So there are also things you can look at as well. One thing that's really good about Vango in terms of Airbeam, not only is it very quick and easy to put up on their own, but the fact that you've got a really good guarantee. So you've got a 2-year guarantee with this product, with a 3rd year free by registering it on Vango's official website. So buying it through a company like us, where you can then register it with Vango for a 3rd year free, peace of mind. It has Vango's sort of supersized beams. It's a thicker beam than a normal tent, and yet again same sort of thing in other tents in this exactly the same range don't have these features. So it's quite a unique little model and makes it very, very, you know, in terms of what you get for what you pay, a very good value. You've also got the ability of actually, it comes in one nice bag, pump included, pegs the lot, and it's about 40 kilograms, and it's more of like a kind of a carry bag. There is a model to also consider, which is sort of its bigger brother, which is the Serenity 600XL. Basically exactly the same in terms of size, shape. It's just it's basically got a higher spec material, so it's a 420 denier, and it comes in a roller bag, and there are some other tweaks as well. But you check out that video if you're interested in it. But let's go inside and talk more about the idea, sort of the internal side of things, and get a bit more of a better feel for how it's laid out. So now we're inside the Verona, you kind of get a bit more better feel for how it's laid out. And the first thing you can see obviously is the amount of room you've got inside. Sleeping area at the back, living area, and we're in obviously the front canopy area. You can see from the outside shot that there actually is a door in place, and you can actually have this thing completely enclosed, halfway or sort of rolled back. And actually when you have it all rolled back, there's a little pocket down the bottom, so you can quite literally store it in air and kind of have this as an open canopy. And the joys is, because you've got a good amount of depth, you've got shelter from the wind and the rain in here. So if you want to use this area for cooking, which most people want to, really you need ventilation. So you can quite happily zip that in, so it's not in the living area, and you've got a good, nice open space, which you quite happily put a cooking unit in here, or a sort of a larder or a storage unit, and you've still got plenty of room. And because really you've got kind of a grassy area here, I wouldn't put a footprint sort of ground sheet down in this area. Main reason because as soon as you sort of spill a bit of fat with the or whatever you're cooking, or got muddy shoes, you want somewhere that can be sort of like a wet, muddy area. You're not going to traipse it into a lovely, nice, clean sort of carpet or in tent. So really nice sort of thing, I think, certainly in here. And the one thing that makes this sort of range different from the rest of them is that you've got nice crystal clear windows, but you've got zip-up curtains as well. And that's something you don't really find with the 70 denier fabric. So even in the canopy area, you've got zip-up curtains in position here. So you can actually pretty much pick and choose how much privacy you have if you want to. Like I said, and that can just simply roll down, stores down in little pockets, just down the bottom with a toggle to retain it as needed. So the ability of having zip curtains is better than having toggles, mainly because toggles you are pretty much relying on the fact that you can only have set locations, and it's much quicker and easier to use them like that. This dividing door between the main canopy area and the main living area can be completely obviously enclosed, like I said, or zip back as such. And there's again a window panel in there, which you can quite simply see. So let's just zip this back to open it all up a bit more. So there's a zip running along top and along the bottom. So what that means is actually you kind of have kind of like a flat ground sheet into the main living area. Like I said, this tent's actually a 6 berth, so you've got 4 at the back and a 2 in the middle here. And the joys is you've still got ample amount of room without this bedroom in place, but if, for example, you wanted to take it down, use it for maybe sort of in the daytime, take it down, just roll it back out the way to use the extra internal area, brilliant. And then at night time you can put it up and sleep some extra people inside as well. And one thing that is probably beneficial is because it's a bit more steeper and bigger and there's a lot of headroom in there, it really does feel like a separate inner bedroom altogether. Now we've opened it up, you can really see the amount of space you've got inside of here. Decent amount of room, like I said, on the outside, plenty of entrances as well. So you've got 2 side doors in position here, both with mesh door, both with nice PVC windows to get clarity. On this side, you've got a PVC window, like I said here, yeah, again, all with zip up and down curtains, and a separate door with the rain safe canopy door on the outside. Big area at the back here as well, due to the things, like I said, this is actually what Vango calling their Emperor bedroom. So it's deeper than a normal sort of kind of bedroom and a little bit wider as well. Main reason being is that you can actually put a camp bed in here as you want to and still have the ability of having a little side table as well. So it really is quite a luxurious tent. For example, if you really wanted to, I suppose, have one, you know, sort of maybe the mum and dad in here and the kids in there. I mean, I'm about 6'2", okay, but sleep I could, albeit fit that way. Bear in mind, you're meant to be sleeping this way, as you can see. So it kind of gives you a bit more of an indication of how much room you've got inside the tent itself. In the inner bedrooms, you've got sort of storage pockets. So little pockets down the bottom here. Hey, Arch. My dog, by the way, don't be alarmed. So your storage pockets down here, which you can actually sort of put little things in to keep it neat and tidy, so torches, that sort of stuff is brilliant sort of concept. And yet again, even in here, you've got a divider which is actually zipped between the areas. So it actually feels like a physical separate tent. And you've even got a little hanging point for a lantern in the main sort of main sleeping area here. So having a zip divider really does help to make it feel completely separate. And actually when you come through to there, so good amount of sort of space inside. The hanging point, obviously not only in the inner tent, but you also got one inside. I mean, hanging point on here, sort of here as well. So really, the main thing that sort of sets this apart is that you've got Skytrack system. Just throw the ball for my dog. There you go. So the joys of this actual thing is you've got something called Skytrack system. So the Skytrack system is actually a point. Okay, thank you, Arch. Is actually a point that you can create a hanging point anywhere inside the tent. So on the top here, you can see it's almost like it's something that was introduced in 2017 and sort of carries on over and actually develops into this range for the 2018 season. So all you get is basically little clips come supplied. So you get 10 Skyhook clips that come supplied with the actual tent itself, and you can simply just sort of slip them on and sort of clamps in a point. So like I said, it creates a hanging point anywhere pretty much on the beams itself. One thing that makes it different, like I said, is it's actually got supersized beams. So one thing, the joys of supersized beams actually is thicker, so it's going to be stronger in winds, and yet again, because it's sort of like a wider span, it just gives you a bit more rigidity. The one thing that actually is also quite unique about this particular model is the fact that you've got a rear door. So at the back here, there's actually an exit out to the back. So the joys of this means you've got an area at the back here away from the inner tent, which you could use perfectly for storage. So you can easily put your bags or a larder or something like that, and it's just out the way of the main living area. So it makes your living area actually kind of create more room because you've got a separate area which you can store your clothes in. Alternatively, a lot of people said put like a little toilet at the back there. Then that could be, you know, if your kids are waking up in the middle of the night, you're not going to have to traipse them all the way to sort of the shower block because they can quite literally do the business at the back there. Overall, really nice tent. So obviously you can see plenty of talking points. It's one of those things I think certainly that you really need to grasp by seeing it on display before sort of buying it. I think it's just, there's so many little small tweaks to it that do make a massive difference. But really impressive model, plenty of talking points, and certainly one we'll be having on our indoor display at Attwoolls. So any questions or queries, of course, ask us about it. But that is what's going to be a very, very popular tent, the Vango Verona 600XL.